Just a few days away from Canelo Alvarez, Erislandy Lara, a major pay-per-view fight. Fans can't wait for it. How do you prepare for this with just 15 days left or so?
Well, you know, all the heavy work is already done. You know, it's been like always, a great training camp. You know, all our training camps are good. So I can't say this is better than the last because we train hard every training camp. And, you know, Lara's ready.
You've worked with many fighters, from Mike Tyson to you name it. What makes Erislandy Lara so special? What makes him so unique as a boxer?
Well, you know, he's a student of the game. You know, this guy, every day at the gym, it has to be right. You know, he's not going to leave the gym until it's right. You know, and, you know, and just, you know, he works hard, man, all the time. So, you know, this is what I love about him. You know, he wants to make sure that, you know, he feels good when he left that gym, that we did everything that we were supposed to do.
I asked him about Mayweather has 3 fights left. Would he want one of those 3 fights? He said, absolutely. Let me take care of Canelo first. But then I said, how would you adapt to Mayweather's style? He said, no, Mayweather would have to adapt to me. Tell me about that.
Well, absolutely, you know. And Lara's a master at that, making you adapt to his style. You know, and this is what makes him a unique fighter. You know, and everybody that gets in with him, they know that. They know, but once they get in the ring, in that bare ring, they know, trust me, Canelo's going to be the same way. He's going to say, you know, maybe I messed up. Or maybe I should have listened to my manager and not, you know, asked for this fight. I should have went to another fight.
You know, Canelo had to fight with Mayweather. We all saw what Mayweather was able to do with him. Do you think Lara's going to be able to do some of the same type of things just because of the same similar boxing style that he presents?
Well, I mean, Mayweather's Mayweather, Lara's Lara. But I think, you know, we're definitely going to take some of the things that we saw that Mayweather was able to do and put it towards, you know, our game plan for Canelo. But, you know, Lara's going to be Lara.
Right.
And that's all.
Talking about Lara, we saw what he did against Stroud, which is a clinic of boxing. Is that type of fight that we can expect for that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, look, but we're going to have to, but we make adjustments as we go.
Okay.
You know, and if Canelo comes out and does something different, then we're going to make that adjustment and do something even better. So, you know, just whatever Canelo does, we're going to do it the next thing better.
Yeah. Obviously, he started his career, he used to train in Miami. He made that change to your gym. It's been a couple of years now. What kind of changes do you think he's made, and what kind of adjustments has he made through working with you in these last couple of years?
You know what? I work with his style.
Okay.
You know, every fighter I train, I work with their style. I don't try to change their style for anything. You know, I work with what he does best. Okay. And that's what we work on every day.
Do you think the fact that he got out of Miami, though, maybe where, you know, he has all the fans and all the people, do you think that got him away from distraction coming to?
Absolutely. I think it really helped his boxing career because so many distractions in Miami. There's no way in the world we could train in Miami for a fight like this because there's just too many people. Everybody wants to be around him, and you know, here, you know, he's just so relaxed, and you know, there's only a couple of people that we're going to allow to come in anyway, and you know, he feels great.
Yeah. Obviously, he's a fighter, so he's not going to be focused on this type of thing. But I want to ask you, Canelo already seems to be talking about Cotto. They're posting pictures, or you know, promoters are talking about. What do you make of all of that? The fact that they're talking about another fight when they got such an important fight right now.
That just shows that his arrogance, and you know, that's all it shows to me. But look, he can fight Cotto. We have no problems with it. He's going to have 2 losses and fight Cotto. Hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, so let it happen. We don't care.
Yeah. Talking about Cotto, what did you make of his performance stepping up to fight Sergio Martinez?
Well, I don't know how much of a step up it was. You know, you saw a guy who couldn't even move in Martinez. He couldn't.
Well, step up and wait.
Yes. But you saw a guy who really was on the end of his career.
Okay.
You know, but look, Cotto, you got to give him a lot of credit because he had to get in there and fight.
Right.
And that's what he did. You know, obviously he had a great training camp. You know, the game plan was really perfect. Okay. And he did what he was supposed to do. And, you know, so I'm glad for him.
Okay. Well, you're a trainer. A lot of people are talking about his work with Freddie Roach. How much of that fight do you think was Martinez? And how much did you see a change by Freddie Roach working with him, if you saw any?
I think you give Freddie Roach a lot of credit because he got Cotto back to what Cotto normally was doing when he was at his best.
Right.
He got him back to that point.
Working the body a lot.
Yes, working the body, and throwing the left hooks. Throwing the hooks the way he normally always used to do it. And I think Cotto got away from that. I don't know if it was him or somebody else that got him away from going to the body like he normally used to do. But Freddie got him back to that. So I think you do give Freddie a lot of credit for, because now Cotto is so confident, it'll be difficult to beat him.
I want to see Brian Vera, Miguel Cotto at 160. With his chin, he's not going to go down.
No.
What do you think about that?
That's a knockout, drag-out fight. Yeah. That's a great fight. That really is a great fight.
Do you think Cotto even stays at 160, or do you think it was just a Martinez?
I think it was just a Martinez thing.
Okay.
But look, man, you have to understand, when you win a title at 160, you got to fight the 60 pounders.
Right. Yeah.
It is what it is. That's why I don't understand why they let Floyd get away with, having a junior middleweight title when he's not going to ever defend it. So give it up. Let somebody else who deserves it fight for that title.
Brian Breyer, what's next for him?
Well, he's supposed to fight Gabe Rosado in this new thing.
Big knockout boxing.
Big knockout boxing, yes. That's what I'm hearing, and I spoke to him the other day, and so it's sometime in August. Okay. So, after we take care of Canelo, then I go back and get Brian ready for that.
Okay. So what are the fans going to see when Lara steps up into the ring with Canelo?
The fans are going to see a great fight. This is a great fight. And you got two of the best guys at 154 pounds fighting each other. You can't help but think that this is going to be great.
Coach, did you ever talk to Erislandy about when he was a child, how did he grow up in Cuba? You ever have those conversations with him? What was boxing like when he started?
Every now and then, like when I first started working with him, I did. And
did you tell me anything interesting, anything like surprising?
No, nothing surprising, man. He really and truly had a normal childhood. But just on the boxing side of it, they do so much technical stuff. They learn every single part of everything, in the Cuban school. And he's kept that. That's what he wants me to work with him on, and that's what I do every day.
You and Joe Goossen are very good in working with southpaws. Why is that?
I don't know, probably because we have great southpaws to work with, I mean, Pernell Whitaker was probably the best southpaw ever, and and it's really easy to work with guys that really know the game. And it takes them also, and it's not just the trainer. It takes the fighter to be as good as he is for you to work with him, and it works out. It works out perfectly.
Statistically, southpaws win 30% more than conventional orthodox fighters.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I mean, it's just a lot of southpaws are really good, really good. So.
And I guess an important question, being with Lara, have you had some ropa vieja, some Cuban coffee, Cuban sandwich? Have you had any other Cuban cuisine?
We ate at a Cuban restaurant last night.
Okay. And how was it?
It was great. But even back home in Houston, my wife loved Cuban food, so we always eat Cuban food anyway. So not just because of him.
Gotcha.
On my flight on the way over here, I saw this TV show out of Houston. I don't know if you saw it. SPCA Houston. Have you ever watched it?
I've never seen it before.
It's on one of those animal channel, Discovery Channel.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it.
It would look crazy, right? I don't know if Houston's like that or they exaggerate. Dogs roaming in the streets, people living with 50.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's all true.
Horses and everything.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I don't know. So there you have. But fans in Houston are excited because I get a lot of fans emailing me saying, "Hey, go talk to Lara, go talk to Ronnie." You get that too from your fans back home?
Oh, without a doubt, man. I mean, I have a lot of fans there, and people come to our Gymplex and they want to check it out and see what it's all about, and everybody knows we have the best facility in the world.
There you have it. And the tension between the two camps, it's all in sport.
Well, it's all in the sport. I mean, that's all it is. After the fight, we'll be hugging and kissing each other. So, it is what it is, but it's boxing.
But right now, July 12th, Showtime pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah, we hate them right now.